Hi ladies, the last vlog I did was on me having an early miscarriage and worrying about if I'm falling into a postpartum depression. Um, there's a lot of factors that I have not spoken about in previous vlogs on a condition that I suffer, and I'd like to share it um, with y'all. So in 2010, October 17th, um, our lives were changed forever and for the worst. And we were in a major car accident, and I was the passenger. My husband was the driver. My baby was 3 months old at the time, and my son was 3.5 years old. We were stopped at a red light, and a drunk driver doing 120 kilometers rear-ended us. The car was so totaled that the officer, when when I was conscious in the hospital after my surgery, which I will get into, from breaking my neck in 3 places, um, she said to me that she's never seen somebody to be in a car accident as serious as we were in 24 years of being a patrol officer, and they have survived. I did survive, but with consequences. Um, Day by day, I feel that it doesn't get any easier, but you just learn to accept it. So thankfully, my son he was 3.5 years old, and he's 8.5 now, and he suffers severe post-traumatic stress disorder. Um, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But physically, we're waiting on results for his spine, and whatnot, because as he got older, the doctors said that he may start feeling certain things and may have some problems with his body and spine, etc. Um, but other than that, they pretty much walked away from the accident. The whole windshield was smashed in, and my baby was 3 months old at the time, and she was facing the windshield. And I don't know how, but my husband told me that there was a piece of plastic or something from the car that was covering her face like this, and so covered her eyes, nose, and mouth, and she ended up having her head sliced open with the glass. She did have stitches to her forehead, but they survived, and it was a miracle. My husband also fractured both of his hands in the car accident. He had reconstructive surgery on his left hand, and he cannot have surgery on his right hand, and he is losing, as the years go on, he will lose total function of his right hand. Me, on the other hand, I broke my neck in 3 different places and injured my spinal cord. I may look like I'm fine and I just had a baby, so y'all might think, oh wow, she's okay, she just had a baby, and she's doing, she looks fine, she can talk, she can whatnot, but I suffer every single day of my life. what happened to me was I broke my neck in 3 different places, and I had severe spinal cord damage, and they had to I was in the hospital for many, many months, and I was a registered nurse, and I can no longer practice as a nurse anymore as a result of my injuries. So from the base of my skull to around the area where my bra strap is, I had about a 10-inch scar. So they cut me 10 inches open, and they removed 3 levels of the bone of my spine. They my facet joints, those are joints that hold your ligaments and whatnot together, and etc., etc. They were completely torn off, and I had nerve damage. So we have like, that's our spinal canal, and in between that bony, pretend my hand is the bone, in between there's our spinal cord, and then we have like discs at each of the levels. And I was injured at C2 all the way down to T1, and that where anywhere you are injured, breaking your neck, injuring your spinal cord, whatnot, the nerves that branch out from the spinal cord, etc. It would take me forever to explain the medical terminology of all of this, so I'm just doing it as quick as I can. So anywhere you are injured at the level of your spine affects you at that level and below. So hold on. I was injured in my spine, so we'd say probably around here's like the second level. There's C1, which that's like right next to the brain, and then C2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then yeah. So whatnot, they removed 3 levels of bone. I keep saying this over again, and they replaced that with 10 about 3-inch screws drilled into my spine, with 4 long rods holding my neck together. And they actually took the bone that they had taken out of my neck. They grinded that. They took bone from my hip, and then they did a fusion. So instead of having the bone with discs in between each level, there is no discs. It's just one solid bone. And we need those discs to be able to move our neck, to be able, it's what cushions our spine and whatnot. And so I'm affected from my neck all the way down to my toes. I'm on a very expensive spinal cord medication, where if I don't take this medication, I cannot walk. I had to learn how to walk again. I was in extensive physiotherapy for years. I'm still in physiotherapy, not as much as I was before, but I am still in physiotherapy. And there are times where I can't get out of bed because my body goes into where it buckles up, so to speak, and paralyzes. So what my husband has to do is he has to slowly sit me up. My legs, sometimes the pain gets so brutal from waking up and they go paralyzed, and it'll take about 15-20 minutes for this excruciating pain. Just think of it as if you've ever broken your leg or your arm or your finger or whatnot. That's how the pain feels. But on top of it, I cannot move while I am feeling this pain too. I also get 16 nerve block injections, every 2 weeks in my neck. So the needle itself is about this big, and I get them all down my neck, all down my spine, and it's to help to numb the pain so I don't have to be on so much pain medication. My spinal cord, the nerves start to sometimes regenerate and start repairing themselves. But once the spinal cord is damaged, you can never ever go back and fix that. So I don't know if you've seen in previous vlogs, but my breathing is sometimes I'm clearing my throat a lot, or I may breathe a bit heavy while I'm speaking because it has affected my breathing. It has affected every part of my body. And it may sound selfish that I decided to have a child after I was injured, but we do have a good support team, and I was robbed so much from our lives with this accident that I wanted to at least have something happy in our lives, and we had another baby. And I'm trying not to let it affect me with the post-traumatic stress disorder and whatnot, but it's traumatically affected our lives, and my heart goes out to all of you ladies, gentlemen that have been in the same situation, going through the same situation as me. But please never get in a car with somebody who has been drinking. Take keys from them. I will never ever be the same, and I will show you. This is me sitting up, and this is as much as I can move my neck to the side, to the other side, as much I can move my neck back, and then this is as much as I can move my neck downwards. And that is so I have to basically move my whole body in order to be able to look at somebody. If I drink, I have to use a straw. They don't know how I am not quadriplegic with a breathing tube. They said I was a 1 in a million. Like when they opened me up, how bad it was. They don't know how I'm walking. But I still suffer with severe chronic pain every day of my life. Without the spinal cord medications that I'm on and nerve pain medications that I'm on, I would not be able to function on a day-to-day. I do, when I shower with a bath bench. I do sometimes need assistance shaving and whatnot, but it has gotten better, my daily caring for myself as the years go by, but I'll never be the same. And please, ladies and gentlemen, never get into a car when somebody is drinking, because I'm here to tell my story. I'm here to be able to let you know that what the consequences can happen. But there's so many people and children and families that are not here right now to be able to speak and to be able to advocate themselves. And yeah, so I just did this video to let y'all know that getting into a car when someone is drinking or drinking and driving can ruin someone's life. It can take your life, someone else's life. Don't do it, please. And if you are suffering any kind of injuries related to car accident, please let me know and I'll answer your questions to the best I can. Take care.